Put your headphones on for the best experience and try to sit in a quiet place so that you can imagine the scenarios as and when I narrate them, because this story is not animated. The following story is set in New York City. With a population of about 8.5 million, the streets were always busy and crowded. Hannah and Noah, they lived in a residential apartment in the city. They had moved there 1.5 years ago when Hannah's parents had passed away in a car accident. They had been married for 5 years now and they did not have any children, however. Noah was the only family that Hannah had. Noah worked in the stock market, so he was quite busy the whole week. He, however, did have free time on a Saturday and Sunday, and every Saturday they both would go out for a nice dinner and occasionally catch a movie. So this incident occurred on another Saturday, the 25th of July. It was not a regular Saturday because it was Hannah's birthday. That day she remembered waking up to Noah wishing her a happy birthday and cooking her a nice breakfast. They both had breakfast together, and then Noah said that he would go out to buy some groceries, and then maybe later on in the evening they would go out for dinner. Hannah really liked the plan, so Noah went out to buy the groceries, and Hannah, she started to sort things around the house, vacuuming the house, doing the dishes, and at the same time on her phone thanking each and every person who wished her online, either on Facebook or on Instagram, wherever the people knew her. She had been working for almost 1.5 hours when she decided to take a short break. She took the newspaper and she started reading it when the doorbell rang. She was quite surprised at hearing the doorbell ring, especially on a Saturday, because as I already said, they did not really have any visitors as they were the only people living there. Neither did they have any family. The occasional visitors would generally be the mailman on Sunday and the paperboy who came every morning, and Postmates from time to time. So since it was not a Sunday, she knew that it was definitely not the mailman, and since the paperboy had already come, the only possibility was that of a Postmate. Hannah lit up with excitement. She probably thought that Noah had ordered her some form of a gift, and excitedly she went up to open the door. But as she did, her hopes drowned and her excitement was replaced by wonder and skepticism, because there stood in front of her a police officer. What could he possibly be doing here? She asked herself. Maybe Noah ran a red light? Still curious, she asked him. Yes, officer? He looked up. Good morning, ma'am. Am I speaking to Mrs. Hannah Smith, the wife of Noah Smith? Yes. She was getting more and more curious as to what happened. Did Noah run a red light or something? That was all that came into her mind at the moment. Ma'am, this is hard to say, but your husband was involved in a major car accident about half an hour ago. We found his car half burnt, toppled to its side near a crossing. He ran the red light and was rammed head-on by a moving truck. We immediately took him to the hospital, but unfortunately he lost a lot of blood and he couldn't survive. He's no more, ma'am. I'm really sorry for your loss. The last words hit her like a ton of bricks. Her husband was no more. The love of her life, the only family that she had left, had just left her like that in an instant. She refused to believe it, but it was the harsh truth. The next thing she remembered was passing out and waking up in a dark room. She started screaming for help, and suddenly a bright light lit up the entire room. She had to cover her eyes using her elbows. As she adjusted to the light, she suddenly saw a man standing in front of her. At first, her vision was a bit hazy, but as it cleared and she focused his face, it was none other than Noah. A huge smile spread across her face. She started to blow up with excitement. But something was peculiar. Noah was not speaking or talking, nor was he looking at her. He was looking at something distant. His face rested, not showing any emotions. His face was also scarred and burnt. She just wanted to get up and give him a big, tight hug, just not let him leave. But for some reason, she couldn't. An invisible force was restraining her from getting up. And then she witnessed something absolutely horrific. She saw her husband standing there, and an instant later, he started to burn. He started to burn and wither away like paper, each part of his body being disintegrated into bits of flames. He started to shout and scream for help, but she couldn't. She, under the grasp of that invisible force, stood there, horrified, watching her husband burn away. And the man who stood in front of her a moment ago was suddenly no more. The only thing that was left behind was his cell phone. Hannah sat up in her bed. She looked around. She was still in her bed. It was 10:30 a.m. on the 25th of July. It had all been nothing but a horrible nightmare. She heaved a sigh of relief. She lay her head down on the pillow to gather her thoughts when suddenly she noticed that she had 5 missed calls from Noah. She wanted to call him, and as she was about to do so, he suddenly shot her a text. "Hey, you awake yet?" She texted back, Yeah, I just woke up." "Oh, is everything okay? I was getting a bit worried. This morning also when I tried to wake you up, you were not getting up, and I called you multiple times, but you did not pick up the phone. I was getting a bit worried." Yeah, no, it's fine. I was just having a bad nightmare." "Was everything okay now?" Yeah, it's fine." "Okay, anyways, happy birthday." "Oh, thank you so much. Where do you want to go tonight to maybe watch a movie? What movie do you want to watch?" "Yeah, you come back home, then we can discuss." "Okay. How long will you come back?" "Oh, I'm almost there. I'm like halfway. I'm on my way." Something didn't feel right to her. "On my way? What do you mean? Are you still driving?" Yeah, I'm driving. Why?" The images flashed in her mind again. Shivers went down her spine. She did not want her worst nightmare ever to come true. She could not lose him. She immediately sent him a text. "Honey, wherever you are, please pull over right now. I need to give you a call. I have something important to tell you." She was going to inform him everything what she saw in her dreams, and she wanted to just warn him. But the message that she sent was delivered and read instantly, but he did not reply. She got worried. "Hello? Still there? Honey? Hello?" No reply came. Our texts were just left unread. She started to get more worried, her hands shaking. She went through her phone. She went and dialed his number. She picked up the receiver, but the call did not connect.